Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now we've got some really nice music to check out today. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to check out 3 UK hardcore bands and they're all sounding super dope and I cannot wait to check them out. The reason we got this stuff on the channel today is because this band sent over a Friday submission and skipped the queue to get on this one. But there's a little bit of a funny story behind this one. Whenever a band makes a submission like that, I always send them a message on Instagram to say thanks for sending over a paid submission and letting them know basically what day they're going to be on the channel. And I sent these guys a message, and obviously the guy who made the submission is not the same guy who runs their Instagram account, because he was like question mark, what the hell, I didn't know anything about this, and I certainly didn't pay €20 to get on your show either. And I said, well, it was made by Elliot Foster, which apparently turns out to be the guitarist, and it's apparently I must have ruined it for him now, because he said it must have been a surprise for him. So there you go. Unfortunately I ruined a surprise, but I'm hoping that these guys by the end of today's show have really enjoyed being on the show, and hopefully come back again and don't mind too much that they had to dip in their pocket to get on the channel either. The band that we're going to check out first is called Good Cop. The track that they've got for us today is called Show Your Teeth, Bite Back. It sounds really, really nice. Proper UK hardcore. So let's give it a spin. Nice. Dope. Man, these guys had a nice sound on this one. Dirty and raw, like how it should sound kind of sound, which is nice. Love the sound of the drums in there as well, just cutting through, tinging on the ride. But particularly my favourite thing about this one was the vocal, man. There's something about a British shouty, punky vocal like that just sounds so legit on this kind of music, more so than any other type of vocal in my opinion. I think it just sounds so right. We hear the accent coming through. It's like shouty and screamy, but not like a kind of raspy fry and stuff like that. It's just pure shout. And the distortion that's coming out of his throat is because he's pushing his throat really hard, shouting. It's probably not the best technique to have, and you know those hardcore guys end up with a very rough and raspy voice by the time they're about 40. But I just love to hear it. You know, it might not be the best technique in terms of keeping your throat right, but it just sounds so dope when you hear it. And I just love as well it to be accented with that British accent. sounds so right, sounds so cool, and just sounds super authentic in my opinion. So yeah, I knew these guys were going to be nice when I listened to a couple of seconds of their music. They just sounded right from the get-go, and really, really cool. What I did like as well about it is breaking into that doomy section towards the end there, to go from the more hardcore punk, British hardcore punk, and then break it down, go more doomy, go more sludgy. It's a nice kind of edge to bring in and break away from the, the kind of, we even had some blast beat section in there, which was nice. But yeah, just break it down, slow it down, darken it up. It was dark and nasty as well. Very nice. So hopefully these guys have enjoyed being on the show. Let me check out their band, hearing me talking about their music, and they'll be back again in the future with some more stuff. But we got some really cool bands as well to check out from the UK to go with these guys to get today. Now, you may have heard of Bad Brains, but these guys are Bad Breeding. We've had them on the channel a few times before. Very, very cool band. Along the similar lines to the last band, so they're going to go very, very nicely. This track is called Prescription. It's from 10 months ago. Let's get it on the screen. Give it a spin. Man, another super nice one. And again, just accented by that great vocal. Just sounding so right. Another weird mix on this one. Raw and dirty, all muffly and bassy as well on this one. Not the kind of mix you'd normally expect to hear from bands, but it sounds so right for this kind of music. It gives it that authenticity, that punk vibe, especially with the vocals sitting in there so nicely as well. It just sounds right. Love to hear it. These are just a great band. Again, just got the right tone, got the right sound, got the right vibe, cool energy in the music, and again, breaking it down into some more doomy and sludgy sections. Very nice. I like to hear it. Cool. The last band we're going to check out today, they're not exactly like those last two bands, but they are from the UK and they are a hardcore band, but they're a bit more modern than those last two guys. This band is called Heave. Their track is called Can't Turn It Off. And I want to give these a spin because A, they're a UK hardcore band, and B, they've only got 21 subscribers on their channel, so we need to try and get them some more listeners. Let's give them a spin.
Seconds
Great bass tone in this one. Starting to lag.
I laugh about it, you know. I'm just a stupid idiot who does stupid stuff, you know. And it doesn't bother me, and I act like I don't care, but in the end, really, well, you know.
That bass. Dope. Man, I've got to get a green screen sorted because there's so much cool stuff you can do with a green screen, you know. I do want to get it involve it in some way in the show and just get some cool backgrounds going and stuff like that. Maybe just do some funny skits as well with it. I really enjoyed the video for that one. Really cool, really funny. Went cool with the music as well. Nice groove to these guys. Bit kind of stonery and sloppy, you know. I love that in the hardcore. I love the spoken word section in there as well with a real thick British accent. You don't hear that very often nowadays, spoken word sections, but especially with a thick British accent. Even used to be back in the days that the British bands used to put on, the British hardcore bands when they did a spoken word section, it was often in an American accent, you know, because that was all you ever heard back in the day. But it was really cool to hear it in a thick British accent. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed all three bands today. Proper UK hardcore coming through with the accent, with the authentic UK punky vibe, and just sounding right and tight, you know. I don't want to say that this stuff's better than anywhere else, but there's something about, for me personally, the UK punk with a British accent, with that raw mix and everything else. It just sounds so right and so authentic that, you know, the American version of it or the Indonesian version of it or whatever it is that we've heard as well is super nice, don't get me wrong, but the British stuff, man, it just sounds so much, it's just that bit better, you know. So I really enjoyed the bands today, and I'm really pleased that I managed to get 3 UK hardcore bands all in the same video. So if you like this stuff, and I have got a lot of viewers from the UK, these 3 bands you can get into and hopefully check out on the circuit as well. That'd be very cool. So hopefully all of these 3 bands have enjoyed being on the show today, whether they've had to dip in their pocket or not, and they'll be back again to let us check out their latest stuff and talk about their music and just get on board with their band. Hope you enjoyed it today, guys. We'll see you around. Cheers. Bye.